It is a championship for the Bedford Bulldogs, 3 in a row.
Johnson serves it in. Great header there, and it's a goal.
Brian O'Brien shot, Bedford goal.
Sees it about the 18, sends it up and over and in. Big shot, Grace Crowder. Will kick, snaps back, kick is up. It looks good. It is good.
It's good.
It is good.
It's good.
Teams are going to meet at the Big B at the 50-yard line to flip the coin, decide who's going to get the ball first. Want to welcome all our viewers and listeners on Bedford 105.1 Radio, BCTV channels 8 and 1072, and of course streaming online. All our fans from Maine to Alaska and all the ships at sea.
Beautiful evening here, Saturday night.
Yeah, you can't ask for better weather. It's not a lot of wind. It's cool, but it's not frigid. Temperatures are in the low 40s, probably dropping in the 30s as the sun goes down here. Lights are on, stands are full. Captain's going to meet at center, 50-yard line to shake hands and flip the coin.
Nolan Lumley and Dan Hughes out there for Salem. And your usual Bedford captains, Danny Black, Kevin Sheridan, Jake Shen, and Spencer Henrishon. Ready for that flip. As you saw during the national anthem, that flag was nearly still. So weather, despite a little chill in the air, should not be too much of a factor.
It appears that Bedford has won the toss.
What are they going to do, Harry? Defer?
No, they're going to take the ball.
No, they will. They're going to take that ball.
I think Coach Matthews wants to get on the board early and keep the Blue Devils playing from behind. Of course, we're assuming a lot here.
So the Bulldogs offense will take the field to start this game. Danny Black and that potent offense will likely be going left to right here, as we saw from the officials. I believe we'll have Brady Gaudette kicking off for Salem. The senior was putting several balls through the uprights during warm-ups, had a pretty strong leg out there for big number 80.
Yeah, 23 point afters made by Brady Gaudette, so he's a reliable kicker.
We're ready, Harry. Like Jim Mora, yeah, it's just Jim Mora popularized it several years ago for the Indianapolis Colts during a press conference. He said, "Playoffs, playoffs." A poor reporter was asking him about a recent poor performance by his team, and they said, "What do you think about the playoffs?" And he was shocked and coined that, and everybody said it since multiple times. That's fantastic.
Unlike those Colts, the Bulldogs are in the playoffs. So are the Blue Devils, and they're going to play to see who gets to stay in the playoffs.
As we normally see back there, Brody Helton and Dominic Tagliaferro deep to receive for the Bulldogs, and as we expected, Brady Gaudette will take his steps back and kick this game off for Salem. As you mentioned, the Blue Devils are in their white uniforms, blue numbers. Ball is in the air.
Short kick.
Kick short to one of the upbacks. Received there and returned up the gut, getting out past the 35-yard line to about the 36, where the Bulldogs will take over.
That was Dylan Soden who made the reception right there and brought it forward about 10 yards.
Good job by Soden to come back. Clean handle of the ball, got forward for positive yardage, and the Bulldogs will start just outside of their own 35-yard line. So Danny Black in the pistol, Helton to his right. 3 receivers to the right side, 1 split to the left. Black calls out the signals. Looks like Salem's going to come, and they do. Helton right up the middle, ahead for 6-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Tackle made by Kevin Tedisco, number 7. And you're right, Salem sent a couple of extra rushers there. Although Helton was able to find a hole where they weren't, picked up 6 yards.
Yeah, you could see there at the start of that play, the linebackers were creeping forward, trying to crowd up the line of scrimmage, see if they could plug up those holes, expecting the Bulldogs to run on first down. They did and still got 6 yards.
Wonder if
So
we'll see a
slot
passing
right.
play here.
Slot right, tight left. Excuse me, it was slot left too. Man in motion is Sheridan, left to right. He's out in the flat. Danny Black has him. Pivots back to the inside. He's ahead for first down yardage. Dragging tacklers out to the 50-yard line. First down, Bedford.
And what a great move there by Sheridan, who turned the other direction. He fooled number 5, Talon Walton.
Yeah, you can see him here. Makes the reception, plants that outside foot, and pivots back to the inside, and then takes 3 Salem defenders to tackle him. First down, Bedford at the 50-yard line. Black in the pistol again. 4 wide receivers set. Helton to his right. Tries the hard count. Salem, good discipline on that defensive front. They do not jump. Opening drive here from Bedford, New Hampshire, 0-0. High snap brought down by Helton. He's helping Danny Black out. He's off the left-hand side of the line, gets ahead for a 9-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 1.
And Tedisco with a yardage-saving tackle there. I wasn't going to say a touchdown-saving tackle, but Helton was definitely in a position to pick up some more yardage there if it wasn't for Tedisco pulling him down right there. He had a blocker in front of him and could have got some big yards.
It looked like it might have been a direct snap to Helton on purpose. Helton drops the ball here, is able to cover it. He's all the way back at the 49-yard line, so big loss there as he bobbled the snap. He was able to pounce on it to prevent the turnover, but there's an 8-yard loss there, so it'll be 3rd and 9 for the Bulldogs on this opening drive.
Yeah, they had it at 2nd and 1, and here they are, 3rd and 9. It's going to change the equation here. And Helton's been pretty sure-handed during the year. He had a couple fumbles in game number 1. Really hasn't had a problem since. It is a little chilly out there, so ball's probably hard hitting his hands.
Tough interchange there, leads to an 8-yard loss. 3rd and 9 for the Bulldogs. They'll go with a 5-receiver set, 3 out to the left. Slot is to the right side, into the boundary. Black calls it out, takes a snap, looks right, back to the left. It's a screen. Helton's ahead for first down yardage and more.
There he goes.
He's into the backfield. He's
goes.
down to the 15, 10. He's gone 5. Goal line touchdown. Brody Helton, 49-yard touchdown reception to open this game, and the Bulldogs are up 6-0.
It was a simple play. Salem penetrated the line, I think that just by design, because they wanted to set up this screen. Helton waiting out about 2 yards out, just able to run through all the Salem defenders. And once he finds a seam, you can't stop the kid. He's off to the races, and then Matthews right there springing him on that last potential tackler, blocking him out of the way. And Bedford's on the board on their first possession once again.
I appreciate how you pointed out that downfield blocking too. Extra point is up. It looks good. It is good. 7-0 for the Bulldogs on their opening possession. 9:11 left in the first quarter, and they'll kick it back off to Salem.
You know, a fumble and loss of yardage is, has the potential of being a real drive killer, because you had 2nd and 1. Now you're at 3rd and 9. You really put yourself behind the 8 ball, almost behind the sticks, and to have to come back with an answer like that is just amazing.
As they were lining up for that 3rd and 9, I was thinking to myself, man, are you trying to get 5-6 yards and maybe go for it early in the game on a 4th and short-ish instead of punting it away? Well, guess what? They didn't even need to consider that, as Helton was able to turn that screen pass into a touchdown.
I think that's an excellent point. They went with the screen thinking that we'll pick up, at the very worst 5 or 6, 7 yards and then close it on 4th down. But like you said, Helton got the ball and did the rest.
Made that choice, an irrelevant choice for Coach Matthews, unnecessary. And now the Bulldogs again ahead, 7-0 on their opening drive.
So they took the ball they won the toss and took the ball rather than kicking it away. They wanted to be ahead, and they got their wish.
Now Soden kicks it off. It's just behind that last up back and bobbled on the 17-yard line, then covered by Salem. Being able to quickly pounce on that ball. Back there, number 8, Seth Kia. Excuse me, that was number 9. That was Colin Salkowitz. So again, he wasn't able to get up there quickly enough, as you see on that replay, had to scramble back to the 17-yard line and cover it up for Salem. So 1st and 10 on their own 17. And this is our first look at the Salem offense with Nolan Lumley steering the ship. Comes to the line of scrimmage, tight splits, he's under center, turns, hands it off the right-hand side of the line. He's stopped up for limited gain.
Yeah, Tedisco stopped after just a 1-yard gain. Bulldog front four holding up there.
Brudinskis is credited with the tackle there. The senior linebacker has had a stellar season thus far. 2nd and 10 for the Blue Devils, close to the right hash. Lumley comes back to the huddle. 2 backs in the backfield, wing is right, 1 split out to the left, takes the snap, reverse pivot. He's coming out with a quarterback boot, and he's going to get tackled for a loss. Bulldogs were not fooled on that one. Came up from his cornerback position. That was Bennett Matthews up on the tackle. Great job by the corner coming up and sure-handedly tackling Lumley.
There were at least 3 Bulldogs there that were waiting for Lumley as he was bootlegging to his right, trying to escape the pressure from the middle, and he ran right into a phalanx of Bulldogs.
3rd and 14 for the Blue Devils on their opening possession. Tough one here as they're on their own 12-yard line. Line to make is the 27. Rolling out to his left is Lumley. He's going to tuck it and run and get smacked at the 18-yard line. Well short of first down. It's going to be 4th and 9. Brudinskis coming up again with a good stick there in pursuit from his linebacker position.
4th and 9.
Jake Sheff in solid tackle as well. Actually, Brudinskis and Sheff popped each other. It's 4th and 9, and the Blue Devils will punt. This is Brady Gaudette handling the punting duties as well. We saw him kick it off to start this game. 7:08 left in the first quarter. The Bulldogs ahead 7-0 on that opening drive touchdown by Brody Helton on the screen pass, and they'll start their 2nd offensive possession where they ended their last on the Salem 49-yard line.
Yeah, Tagliaferro calling the fair catch right there just to make sure that he got it clean.
And good job by Tags there. Dominic Tagliaferro's been doing the punt return duties most of the season. Early on, he let one bounce. He muffed one, I think, in the first game against BG. And since then, he's been a little bit timid on coming up and making those catches. Great job there to field it cleanly on the 49 in Salem territory. Black back to the line of scrimmage. He's in the pistol, takes the snap, hands it off to Helton off the right-hand side. Hopping through the line of scrimmage, and he's off to the races again. Brody Helton, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. 2 49-yard touchdowns by Helton. 1 through the air, and now 1 on the ground. And the Salem fans who've traveled here in force are a little bit quiet. 6:50 left here in the first quarter.
I think you'd call it stunned silence, seeing one player take your team apart. And I don't know what Helton was jumping over, skipping over at the line of scrimmage. There might have been a Bedford player on the ground. He just kind of hopped over him. And like I said, he was off to the races after he cleared that hurdle, literally.
PAT is up. It looks good. And it is good. 14-0 for the Bulldogs as they have come out quickly. We have a flag down on the play. We'll have to see what that was. Not quite sure what that was. Let's see if we can see anything on the replay. But there was a little fracas, maybe some chirping after the play, and the flag is down at the 10-yard line. They'll sort through that, and we'll go back to kick things off, and the Salem Blue Devils will have their 2nd possession of the game. The personal foul is called on the Salem Blue Devils, so the Bulldogs will kick it off from the Salem 45-yard line. Probably see Dylan Soden try to kick it through the back of the end zone at that point.
They'll kick it off from the, looks like they're teeing it up on the 40. Now, this is a perfect instance where they could try the pooch kick. Try to drop it in a no man's land somewhere around the 25-yard line or so, in between the layers of receivers there just kind of race to the ball.
Some special team strategy here. We'll see how they handle it. So personal foul is called on the Blue Devils. You see that from the official.
Oh no, they're going to mark it off now. So why not? Why not pooch it here and try to get the ball back?
Yeah, right. If you drive it into the back of the end zone, there's a net 25-yard gain. Instead of maybe trying to kick for one of those corners, now you have to be delicate about that, because if you kick it out of bounds, that's a penalty. And the Blue Devils will get decent field position with that. So, yeah, I think we're going to see Soden try to kick it back through the end of the end zone here. As he looked to the sideline, the special teams coach said, just kick it away, bud.
Really? I really think this is they might try something like an onside or a pooch.
We'll see. Soden takes his steps back. He's ready to kick it back. 6:50 to go in the first quarter here. The Bulldogs jump out to a 14-0 lead. And he does kick it away. He kicks it almost through the uprights, just wide to the right-hand side, but still got quite a leg into it. As Kevin Sheridan pats down Soden and his right leg. Nice job to get the touchback there. And the Salem Blue Devils take over on their own 20-yard line. Lumley trots back to the huddle. He'll call out the signals. Come up to the line of scrimmage. Bulldogs have a four-man front, but they're stacking those outside linebackers up close to the line of scrimmage. Taking the handoff up the middle was Kevin Tedisco. He doesn't go very far, maybe gets a yard, so it'll be 2nd and 9.
No, Alex Gradinskis, first one to meet him there at the line of scrimmage. Nothing to show for it there.
Good job by Gradinskis to step into that hole, take on the runner with his right shoulder.
Well, Tedisco has been their leading rusher and scorer this year, and so far he's got about a yard and a half net on 2 possessions.
Approaching 6 minutes on the clock. Lumley under center, hands it off the right-hand side. Excuse me, that's a pass fake. Excuse me, play action fake.
Fake you.
Lumley out to his right-hand side. He throws it into the sideline. It'll be incomplete pass.
Oh, it's complete to his coach.
Fair enough.
Good catch there by the coach.
On paper, it'll be incomplete, and it'll be 3rd and 10. As it is still spotted at the 20-yard line. Tough spot again here for the Blue Devils offense.
That's 3 passing plays we've seen in 2 possessions.
3rd down and 10.
Really out of character for the Blue Devils.
Lumley back under center. That's what happens when you get off schedule here. Again, 3rd and 10. We might see it again. Lumley rolls out to his right-hand side. Hands on him by Soden. He throws it away. Incomplete pass. It'll be 4th and 10 as Soden came up, got hands on hips of Lumley, and forced him into an incomplete pass.
You know, could they have called that a grounding?
I think he was probably outside of the tackle box.
Okay, yeah.
And, you know, his arm got hit as he was moving it forward, so I'm not sure that was an intentional grounding, just, you know, a tough pass attempt. It didn't really get to the line of scrimmage, but likely because of the defensive pressure by Soden. Punt here by the Blue Devils. They do a good job to get it out to the Bedford 45. Tagliaferro receives it there, retreats a little bit. Now he gets out around the right-hand side into Salem territory to the 40. Tackled up high and out of bounds. The Bedford Bulldogs fans want a flag, and they finally get one from way across the field.
Yeah, Ryan Bryant grabbed him by the head to tackle him. He went way high to bring him down here.
Yeah, that's a tough tackle. I'm not sure, though.
Flag on the play.
They're going to call a face mask, but it doesn't seem like it was technically the true definition of a face mask. He tackled him by the helmet, but not really the face mask.
But it was a great move there by Tagliaferro to kind of circle back and get his blocking set up.
They do call it a face mask, and they'll march the Bulldogs ahead.
Face mask.
As a personal foul there, as they came up high and really kind of wrenched Tagliaferro's helmet out to the left-hand side. You can see here on the replay, Tags was retreating, received that punt over his right shoulder, and there's that flag. Again, Ryan Bryant will get called for that. So they march it ahead. The Bulldogs will start on the Salem 24-yard line.
Great field position for Bedford to start at the Salem 24.
Black is back in the pistol. Helton to his left, in motion, left to right is Sheridan. Now he goes back to the left-hand side. Snap and a handoff to Helton. Dodges a couple of tacklers and gets ahead to the 20-yard line for a 4-yard gain. And a late flag here.
Did not catch what prompted that. Definitely came after the play.
Maybe some chirping, maybe some extracurricular activities, but another flag does come out.
Well, you got to believe frustration's got to be high with the Salem Blue Devils. They're just getting run over at this point. They've given up 2 touchdowns on 2 possessions. 2 touchdowns on about 4 plays. Yep, another personal foul call there on the Blue Devils.
So it'll be half the distance to the goal. The Bulldogs will have 1st and 10 on the 10. I believe that'll be a 1st and goal, depending on where exactly they mark it.
Oh, they got him at 24, so 9-yard line?
Although it'll be after the play. And they were tackled at the 20, so they do march it ahead to the 10-yard line. 1st and goal for the Bulldogs on their 3rd offensive possession. 14-0 is your score, 5:36 left in the first quarter.
At the Salem 10.
Black is back in the pistol. Sheridan motion right to left. Black hands it to Helton off the left-hand side. Gets ahead for a 6-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4, just inside the 5-yard line.
Tackled by Lucius Mosher.
Bulldogs going with their top runner here.
Not at all surprising. Again, we talked about Helton being a 1,000-yard rusher this season.
2nd and 4.
17 touchdowns on the ground throughout the regular season, 1 through the air, and now he's got 1 of each this evening and has given the Bulldogs a 14-0 lead. Black back in the pistol. Tight right, tight left. Flankers Soden out to the left-hand side. Wing is Matthews. He's in motion. Helton gets the ball off the left-hand side over the left guard down to about the 1-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 1.
Tackle courtesy of Daniel Hughes, number 26, among others.
Hughes, the junior captain for the Blue Devils. Good job there by Hughes filling the hole.
Yeah, Bedford really just taking the direct approach, just handing the ball off and going forward, just challenging Salem to stop him.
Helton is stacked behind Black now. He'll take the handoff off the right-hand side, bowl over a couple defenders, and he's in for a touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown run for Helton. And he's put the Bulldogs up 20-0 for now with the PAT to come.
Once again, just handing the ball off. Helton took a hit at the goal line, was able to shrug it off and shift to his right, get that yard he needed.
And still didn't go down.
Getting set to kick for Bedford.
So Helton now personally responsible for 3 touchdowns.
Snap is back, the hold is down, the kick is up, it looks good. It is good. And Soden is 3 for 3 on PATs. And the Bulldogs are 3 for 3 on touchdowns and offensive possessions.
And they still have 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go in this first quarter. If they get another stop here, they may be able to get a 4th touchdown. Really expected more of a challenge here from the Blue Devils. I mean, they've taken other teams to the mat, teams like Londonderry and Pinkerton, gave them really hard-fought games here. And in this one, nothing's gone their way. They haven't gained anything on offense through 2 3s and outs, and a couple of penalties, a couple of personal fouls, I'm sure, born out of frustration. And they're just giving Bedford good field position, and Bedford's taking advantage of everything.
Soden will kick it back off. You're absolutely right. The Bulldogs have been hitting on all cylinders here to start this game.
It's been the Brody Helton
It
show.
really has, and I was just about to say that same exact thing. A 49-yard touchdown on a screen pass out to the left-hand side, a 49-yard touchdown run, and now a 1-yard touchdown for Helton. Soden's kick goes into the end zone. It'll be a touchback.
That was a line drive.
Sure was. Evaded all returners. And the Blue Devils will take over on their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, it's probably a smart move by Salem not to make a play for the ball, just let it roll into the end zone and take the ball to 25. They didn't want to risk mishandling a field goal, maybe turning the ball over once again.
Salkowitz had to pounce on that ball last time and put them in a tough spot. Excuse me, that was on the first kickoff return. And then the following one was put through the back of the end zone by Soden. 4 down linemen for the Bulldogs. Toss sweep to the right-hand side. They get ahead for about a 3-yard gain. Out to the 25-yard line. I guess they give them 5, so it'll be 2nd and 5.
Biggest offensive play so far for Salem. Off tackle right by Tedisco.
I think that might have been Salkowitz on that one, number 9, as he is on the replay there, getting up off the ground.
It is Salkowitz.
Lumley back under center, 2 backs in the backfield, wing right, 1 split out to the right. They hand it off to Tedisco. He tries to get out around the left-hand corner. Good pursuit by the Bulldogs, but they finally sneaks by and gets ahead for a great yardage. Jeez, it looks like they had him wrapped up in the backfield for a loss, but they couldn't quite make the full tackle. And Tedisco, great job there.
A pretty good play fake there. They only had 1 Bulldog pursuing Tedisco. Everybody went after Salkowitz.
It looked like one of the Bulldog defenders led up there too. I'm not quite sure who that was on the replay, but they were ready to pop him out of bounds, possibly wanting to avoid a late hit here. We can see this ready. Not that one there. Nice stiff arm there, Rizzo. One right there. It looked like it was Matthews that actually held up on that. Lumley hands it off. Salkowitz around the right end. Into the defensive backfield. He's ahead for about a 7-yard gain. And now we're seeing some life from the Salem Blue Devils. One great run by Tedisco ahead for about a 20-yard gain, and now followed up quickly by Salkowitz.
Nice misdirection play there.
7 or 8 yard gain. 2nd and 2, we'll call it. 3:05 left in the first quarter. 21-0 is your score as the Bulldogs lead in the first.
Yeah, the Blue Devils faked the inside handoff and gave it to Salkowitz on the sweep there. So that picked up 8.
Lumley back to the line of scrimmage. He's under center. Fakes the handoff inside. He'll go out to the right end himself, and he's ahead for 1st down yardage in Bedford territory at the 43-yard line. I think they'll mark him out. And it's a 1st down, Salem.
Yeah, definitely pulling some new plays out of the playbook here. Doing a few things that the Bulldogs hadn't seen in this game, maybe haven't prepared for. I would imagine that Coach Steve Abraham probably had a couple of plays that he cooked up just for this game.
Had a full week of practice. The Bulldogs had 2 weeks of practice, and now Lumley hands it off inside, ahead for 2 or 3 yards. Right up the middle, that was number 5 on the carry, Taylor Walden.
And Gumas at the tackle for Bedford.
2nd and 7. Ball rests on the Bedford 40-yard line, right hash, the far side of the field for us. The Blue Devils driving right to left. The Bulldogs defense being tested a little bit here. Lumley back under center, 1 back in the backfield. Wing motion right to left. Lumley rolls out to his right, passes downfield. He's got his man in the flat and ahead for 1st down yardage.
That play was built almost like a screen. They allowed the Bedford rushers to close in on Lumley, and that left Walton all alone on the sideline for about a 5-yard catch and then another 5 yards on the ground.
So 1st down, Blue Devils. The ball is at the Bedford 32-yard line. Just inside 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. 21-0 is your score. Lumley back under center. Motion right to left. Fakes the handoff up the middle. Now gets chased. Tries to dump it over the top. And that is incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Blue Devils.
Pass was intended for number 18, Ivan Cologne. Couldn't come up with it. Kind of a low pass, and he couldn't get his hands under that.
Tight end released from his position on that right-hand side of the line and couldn't make the diving catch. Low and away from Cologne. And the Blue Devils back to the line of scrimmage. 2 backs in the backfield for Lumley. Lumley, he's under center. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to tuck it under his elbow and try to run outside left, and he's tackled for a loss. Great job by Peter Suazo coming up and making a tackle for loss on Lumley.
But watch the play that Bennett Matthews made here. He didn't even touch Lumley, but he was able to affect the play here. Watch this.
Number 3 here on the edge, trying to set the edge, takes on the block from Tedisco and forces Lumley to take a different line. Good job by Matthews to take on that block. And forcing Lumley farther outside. Again, Suazo coming up on the tackle. 3rd and 15, it looks like.
Indeed it is.
For the Blue Devils, Lumley back under center. Slot left. Motion man left to right. Lumley will look out to the right flat, but no, he's deep right side, and it's picked off. Dominic Tagliaferro back there playing center field comes up with the interception, and the defense holds again. The Bulldogs will take over inside their own 20.
That was a fantastic adjustment there by Tagliaferro because the receiver was pretty open on that play. When Lumley threw the ball, he had his receiver open, but Tagliaferro was able to get back into the play and make that interception.
I believe it was Tedisco out there, the intended receiver. And as you said, great adjustment on the ball by Tags. Coming up with a pick and a huge play for the Bedford defense. 59 seconds left here in the first quarter. 21-0 is your score. The Bulldogs lead. Black has 2 backs in the backfield with him. Slot right, tight as left. Takes the snap, hands it off right side. Helton makes a cut up in the inside, back to the left-hand side. He's still running, still got a lot of room. Danny Black with a downfield block, and Helton will run out of bounds at the 42-yard line. About a 30-yard gain on first down, and the Bulldogs are out beyond the 40.
Yeah, as soon as Helton's in space, watch out. The vision he has is incredible. By that point, he's beyond his blocks. That's all just him.
Making cutbacks, reading the defense, and trying to help people out downfield. Again, he's getting some good downfield blocks. I think the Bedford Bulldogs have realized he's going to make things happen, so stay on your blocks. Black takes the snap. He looks downfield. Down the right-hand side, intended receiver Luke Soden tries the high-pointed incomplete pass. In coverage, Kalen Smith.
Pass is a little bit underthrown, and both receiver and defender had to stop and wait for it. And that would have been a really hard catch for Soden to make, so I think he was playing, you know, he became the cornerback on that play, just getting the ball out of harm's way.
2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. I think you're right. Soden felt he probably didn't have too much of a shot at that, so was trying to bat it down and prevent the interception going back the other way. 40 seconds left here in the first quarter. Clock is stopped on that incompletion. Black back in the pistol. Running backs on either side of him. He takes the snap, hands it off. Rizzo off to left-hand side, gets ahead for 4, maybe 5 before he's out of bounds.
And a flag comes out. Ooh, it's going to be a personal foul. A little too much mustard on that hot dog.
Late hit out of bounds, is that what you're seeing?
Yep.
Now let's watch Connor
Not exactly
Flaherty.
a late hit. It was more of a kind of a wrangling tackle out of bounds. By the time they were already way out of bounds, and the Salem defender, I think it was 58, Bissonette, Alex Bissonette, just giving him a little too much business.
We see Connor Flaherty back. You can see the big lineman downfield absolutely pancake blocking somebody. He's just out of the screen to your right-hand side as you see the replay in that penalty. So a 15-yard penalty for the Bulldogs. They'll march into Salem territory. It'll be marked at the Salem 40.
Might have been Dan Hughes that was guilty of that excessive force on the tackle.
Black back in the pistol. Helton is behind him. 3 receivers out to the right, including tight end Sheridan. 1 split to left, but Helton will go up the middle. He's ahead for 4, maybe 5 yards. They'll mark him at the 34-yard line. Near side official had him at the 34. The far side says 35, so we're going to have 2nd and 5. And that'll just about do it for the first quarter of play. The Bulldogs jump out to a 21-0 lead on 3 touchdowns by sophomore sensation Brody Helton. We'll turn things around and we'll get ready for second quarter action.
Don't forget that BCTV's live channels and on-demand content are easier to access than ever before. Just download the Bedford Community Television app. It's available on both Apple iOS and Android Play stores. Download it to your phone and you'll be able to watch our channels live or call up any on-demand programming that you want. Like maybe you want to see this game again. It'll be on our app. Check it out.
That's a really nicely constructed app too. Great job to the BCTV team for creating that and making these programming specials available. Both live stream as well as the recorded versions.
I'd like to acknowledge our BCTV crew. Andrew Fenn is on camera right now. Dale Bird is at the studio doing the replays, and Caitlin Fitzgerald is here as well, producing, being an assistant producer here. Do we have our first winter sport game lined up yet? Basketball. Do we have anything scheduled yet? We're still working on that schedule. Got to finish the playoffs. Want to tip the hat, congratulate the Bedford teams that have won titles. Boys soccer, that was a bit of an upset. They came back.
They're honoring them on the field right now as several members of the Bedford boys soccer team are lined up close to the 20-yard line down to our left. They won the state championship last week against Hanover. Phenomenal game for the Bedford Bulldogs in that game down at Stello Stadium. Lauren Fox and I gave the call for that.
We'll talk about volleyball in just a moment.
Black takes the snap. Helton off the left-hand side over the guard. He gets close to first down yardage, but he's going to be short. It'll be 3rd and we'll call it a long 1, short 2 as they mark it at the Salem 32-yard line inside that. So yeah, a long 1.
And of course the ladies volleyball team winning their 80th game in a row, winning their 4th straight state title, 4th straight state title.
Say that again. How many in a row?
80.
That is spectacular. An unbelievable record. Yeah. Congratulations to that volleyball team. That is just amazing. 11:20 and counting here in the first half. The Bulldogs ahead 21-0. Black was ready for the snap, but we're going to get, I believe, a timeout by Coach Matthews, and the Bulldogs will talk things over as he didn't like how that play was developing or perhaps didn't like the defensive front.
Yeah, they shifted just moments before the snap, and I think that's what prompted the timeout.
So both teams will talk things over. Near sideline, as you can see, is Coach Matthews talking to his offense. Blue Devils on the far sideline. Coach Abraham out discussing things. The Blue Devils in their last offensive possession had a couple of sparks there, but then interrupted things with that interception, a great interception by Dom Tagliaferro.
Congratulations to the volleyball team in defeating Hollis last night.
They'll break their huddles near side and far side and march back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like we'll have 3 receivers out to the right-hand side. Sheridan the wing. Helton to the right of Black in the backfield. Near side is Tagliaferro split out. Sheridan goes in motion right to left, now back to the right. Black takes the snap, hands it off to Helton. Makes a couple of dazzling moves and gets ahead for first down yardage inside the 30. Bulldogs move the chains.
That was a shifty cut there by Helton.
And he needed it too. He looked like he was dead to rights in the backfield. And that shift back to his left-hand side right there gives him the yardage forward for the first down. So it's marked at the 29-yard line in Salem territory. 11 minutes and ticking. Danny Black sorts through his formation as Tagliaferro goes out to the right-hand side. 3 receivers to that side. Helton behind Black. He takes the fake, looking for Soden on the left-hand side, just a touch too high, and Black is not pleased with himself for missing that one.
Well, he had a Salem defender right in his face. Probably disrupted his rhythm there.
He did, and
right there.
Soden
59.
had inside position and was away for 6 if he completes that, but it is incomplete. 2nd and 10 is your down and distance.
Lucius Mosher, by the way, number 59. Trying to block that throw or get into Black's grill.
Looked like David Gasparo was on coverage for the Blue Devils. The Bulldogs break the huddle, 2nd and 10. Slot right, tight as left. Flanker in motion is Rizzo. He'll take the jet sweep out to the right-hand side. Tries to cut it up inside. He gets tackled after a 5-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 5. Good job by number 5, Talon Walton.
And, you know, Walton spun him around and actually gave Rizzo a couple of extra yards right there. He could have had him down for a short gain, but instead gave up 5 yards because of that spinning tackle.
A good job by Rizzo to vault himself forward, too, for those extra 2 or 3 yards. So 3rd and 5. Bulldogs back to the line of scrimmage. Black in the pistol. Helton to his right. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff out to the right-hand side. This is Soden on the wide receiver screen. He gets ahead for 4 yards, but he's shy of the first down. This is likely 4-down territory for the Bulldogs that is marked at the 21-yard line.
This would be a 39 to 40-yard field goal attempt if they tried to kick that here. I think Coach Matthews probably feels more comfortable going for it on 4th.
Samuel Barillas on the tackle there, number 52 for the Blue Devils. So 4th and short, it looks like they have to get to the, 19-yard line? Can't quite tell with the sticks on the far sideline. So 4th and 3.
19 it is.
Running backs on either side of Black, who's in the pistol. Slot left, he takes the snap, fakes the handoff, out in the left flat. Brody Helton takes the reception, runs over a couple tacklers, and he's in for a touchdown. You cannot tackle this kid with just one defender. He puts the hammer down, catches it back at the 25-yard line, squeaks through 1, 2 tacklers, 3 and 4. He carries into the end zone, and Helton has his 4th touchdown of the evening. A 21-yard touchdown reception puts the Bulldogs up 27-0.
Yeah, Felix Gonzalez, number 1, had a good shot at him, but instead of wrapping him up, he just tried to shoulder tackle him. And you're not going to do that. Helton, his balance is just incredible.
The extra point is up. It looks good. It is good. 28-0 is your score. 9 minutes left here in the first half. Soden a perfect 4 for 4, and Helton a perfect 4 for 4, as they've scored on all 4 of their offensive possessions.
And I'm not sure if this is by design, but that was a pretty conservative play drive by the Bulldogs. And maybe Coach Matthews is thinking he's got to give his defense a bit of a breather, because these quick scoring plays are going right back out and playing defense.
I mean,
barely time to catch your breath.
Harry, you can't count on a 49-yard touchdown play every possession. I'm just saying.
Well, they had how many? 2 in this game?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and then, a more...
Well, it's not like every play.
A bit of a
9-yard touchdown.
A more normal drive in their 3rd possession with that 1-yard touchdown run for Helton. This time he had a 22-yard touchdown catch on a little running back screen in the left-hand flat.
And is this another penalty on
Jeez.
Salem? It is. Another personal foul. Another unsportsmanlike.
Unsportsmanlike, so they'll kick it off from the 45-yard line in Salem territory.
All right, I say they're going to pooch it this time.
I disagree. I think they're going to do the same thing, and Soden's going to put it through the back of the end zone. I think he's going to try to kick a 55-yard field goal here.
Putting it all on pooch.
All right, let's see. What do you got, a Snickers bar on that? I'll take you on that.
A half-drunk bottle of Coke. How's that?
Nah, that's all right. I don't need your backwash, my friend.
Full bottle of Powerade.
So Soden takes his steps back. He's ready to kick things off. Harry Kozlowski is banking on a pooch kick. I think he's going to drill it, and drill it he does. He puts it down to the goal line. It is muffed there briefly by Tedesco. Good blocking back down on the 5-yard line for the Blue Devils. They get it out beyond the 15, close to the 20-yard line, where the Blue Devils offense will have their 4th possession of the game. We got an injured Salem Blue Devil. That looks like Roman Mosher is having some struggles after that return.
Well, you know, Tedesco had to do everything just to get it up to the 20-yard line. It looks like they brought him down at the 19 or 18-yard line. I'm not sure how they have him marked at the 19.
Good blocks back there by the 5-yard line by the Blue Devils. We're catching some of the Bulldog coverage team.
He had to go sideline to sideline as quick as he could just to find an edge and gain a little bit of yardage so that the Blue Devils wouldn't be in that much of a hole. They are just shy of the 20, but it could have been a lot worse. Could have been inside the 5.
Field position has not favored the Blue Devils thus far. They've started on their own 17, their own 20, their own 20, and now their own 19 for their 4 offensive possessions. Good coverage by the Bulldogs kickoff team, and again, they haven't really helped themselves with these 2 personal fouls. Lumley, toss sweep to the left-hand side. Bennett Matthews comes up and sticks the sweep. I believe that was Colin Salkovitz on the carry.
That's going to end up losing 4 yards. They're going to mark him down to the 15-yard line. I was going to say about the penalties, it's really... Coach Abraham has to get his team to calm down and just play their game, because they're giving Bedford free yardage, free field position, at least 45 yards worth in this game on 3 penalties.
Little double handoff inside. They get ahead for some good yardage as they get out beyond the 20-yard line. We have a Salem player down behind the play. That looks like big number 77, Ralph Toshjian.
Felix Gonzalez, number 1, with the ball carry. Actually, it was kind of a double handoff, wasn't it?
Yeah, they run that little misdirection play inside. Well, they'll hand it off to one, and then they'll hand it off to a second and try to get the defense off kilter. They got ahead for about an 8 or 9 yard gain, so it'll be 3rd and 7. And they'll tend to the injured Blue Devil on the field.
You know, it's easy to listen to Bedford 105.1 online. Just go to wbnh.bedfordnh.org. You'll find a stream link on our webpage. You'll also be able to listen to us on apps like TuneIn, MyTuner, Simple Radio, and Radio Garden. Or you can just tell Alexa, hey, Alexa, play Bedford 105.1. And there you go. You'll get New Hampshire's alternative, of course, when we're not doing football or basketball games.
We had to throw it back to Suburban Underground the other night after the soccer team won their state championship.
Good show.
Last Friday evening. Again, a fantastic game for them down at Stellos, closing out a marvelous season. They had a little up and down, topsy-turvy season, had some big wins, a couple disappointing losses, but they pulled it together for a fantastic playoff run and actually thumped Hanover in that final. It was 4-0 the final.
Yeah, it was a very impressive win right there.
So they'll put another banner up next to that volleyball banner. The Bulldogs football team is looking to add to their state championship banner from last year.
Yep, they're the defending champs. Still working on that Salem player. I was going to say, too, you know, we'll probably be done with the game before 9 o'clock tonight, our Saturday night block of special shows, Cruising the Decades, Brad Savage. That's at 9 o'clock. And then at 10, it's Souvenir with Gardenia. Hope you have a chance to check out both shows.
Blue Devils players still on the ground. It looked like, again, it was big number 77, Ralph Tashin. He was pulling on the play, coming across the formation, took a shot, maybe having a shoulder or a rib kind of issue. I'm not going to speculate too much more than that, but he's still down on the ground as the training staff and coaching staff are attending to him. 8:04 left here in the second quarter. The Bulldogs lead 28-0.
While we got some time here, maybe you can give us a scoring recap.
We sure can. Things started off on the first possession for the Bulldogs. They were on their own 35-yard line, made it out just about to midfield, and then Brody Helton had a 49-yard touchdown reception on a screen pass to the left-hand side. He put the Bulldogs up 7-0. He followed that up on the very next possession with a 49-yard touchdown run this time, putting the Bulldogs up 14-0. Their third possession, they marched all the way down to the 1-yard line where Helton capped it off, getting into the end zone for his third touchdown on the day. And then the last possession, after an interception, the Bulldogs started on their own 14, but marched all the way down the field, capped off by a 22-yard touchdown catch by Helton to put him out 28-0. Injured players still down on the field for Salem, so we do have a brief pause here.
Dale did run the replay. I really couldn't catch where that injury occurred.
So I believe Tashin is either the left guard or left tackle in this previous play. He pulls on that misdirection play, tries to get across and takes a good shot from one of the defenders. And I think he jammed up his arm or his shoulder or his rib cage area. Dale, if we could see that replay one more time. Thank you, sir. That's a little bit late in the play. Looks like he was taking on Gumas. As you see there, number 33 stepping up for the Bulldogs. A little late there. If we can get a little bit earlier in that play if possible. We do hope that Tashin is okay, as he's still down. This is a little bit of a delay here. And out of concern for the injured student athlete, cart is being mobilized. There it is from the start here. You're seeing Tashin come around. He comes in, and Gumas pops him pretty good. He falls out of screen to the left-hand side and falls to the ground. So, you know, again, Gumas was coming in trying to take on that blocker. You know, good hard football play, but it was quite a collision there by two big bodies, and Ralph Tashin is still down on the field as they look to ensure his safety and comfort. And we're back here, Bedford, New Hampshire. After a lengthy delay, injured player Ralph Tashin for the Salem Blue Devils on what did not seem the most violent hit here. We've seen more violent hits this season and even in this game, but just caught Tashin the wrong way. He was down for maybe 15 or 20 minutes at about the 15-yard line. Was placed onto a stretcher and a gurney and then put into the ambulance off to our left-hand side. Again, our best wishes for Ralph Tashin as they sort through that situation. 3rd and 6 for the Salem Blue Devils. They take the snap out to the left-hand side, caught near the line of scrimmage. Well short of the first down. It'll be 4th and about 5. That was Tedisco on the toss sweep to the left-hand side.
Jack Rizzo along with Eli Gumas on the tackle there, bringing up 4th down to 5.
And now Brady Gaudette will punt it away for the Blue Devils. We'll have to see how this affects both teams. And again, our best for the Tashin family as they sort through that situation. Gaudette takes a snap, punts it away, gets a good one off. 40-yard line is where Dominic Taliaferro takes it. He's out to the left-hand side, has some room. Gaudette looks to pull him out of bounds. He's inside Salem territory, but we have a flag way behind the play. We're going to have a illegal block by the Bulldogs. A big pop behind the play, and that'll come all the way back after a good return by Taliaferro.
Yeah, I didn't catch which Bulldog was the offender, but number 11, Logan Boisvert Elliott, was the one who took the shot in the back, and that's going to bring the ball back to probably within the 30-yard line. Here, watch this.
Yeah, we got kind of cut out there. I believe it might have been Sheridan kind of snaking back and trying to shark a hit there. And again, it was in the back, so it'll be a 15-yard penalty. The flag is down at the 44, so it will likely come back inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
And I think that's the first penalty on the Bulldogs this game. They're going to mark him just 10 yards.
Okay, so at the 34-yard line, where the Bulldogs will have their 5th possession of the game. 7 minutes left here in the first half. Again, apologies to our viewers out there. We did have a lengthy delay as they were attending to an injured Salem Blue Devil player for about 15 or 20 minutes, but we are back. Danny Black has slot left, tight right, in motion, right to left is Rizzo. Toss sweep out to the left-hand side. Helton is wrapped up in the backfield and will go down for a 2, maybe 3-yard loss. It'll be marked at the 32-yard line, so it's a 2-yard loss. 2nd and 12 for the Bulldogs.
Taylon Walton with the tackle, and he was like a dog hanging onto a bone here. He was one-on-one on Helton. Helton tried to give him a stiff arm, but Walton would not let go.
Great job of wrapping up and then keeping his arms around, securing the tackle and waiting for additional support from that Blue Devil defense. 6:25 and counting here in the first half. The Bulldogs lead 28-0. 2nd and 12 on their own 32-yard line. Black has 3 receivers out to the right-hand side. Sheridan is tight left. Motion man right to left. They try the jet sweep to the left. It's Rizzo. Gets to the edge and pushed out of bounds after about a 5-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 7. As he is marked out of bounds at the 38-yard line. They need to make it to the 44-yard line, so we'll call it 3rd and 6. And Black is back to the line of scrimmage. Slot right, tight left. Rizzo is flanker to the left-hand side, near side. Helton goes in motion out to the right flat. Black looks downfield to the right-hand side. In the middle, Soden has got it. He's out beyond the 50 inside Salem territory, and a first down at the Salem 46-yard line.
Yeah, great timing throw by Black. Found Soden crossing the middle. And a perfect throw right there. Soden catching the ball high and picking up the first down and getting the ball into Salem territory down to the 46-yard line.
Little slant pattern from Soden as he was far outside to that right-hand side. Catches it away from his body with his hands. Does a nice job to secure that catch. 3 receivers out to the right-hand side, including Sheridan. Black looks out. Wide receiver screen to Taliaferro. He's got some blockers out in front of him. Picks his way down to the 25. He's stacked up and then pushed forward by several defenders, pushing him forward to about the 20-yard line. Another first down for the Bulldogs. And their offense is rolling again. Great job by big number 71, Connor Flaherty, that sophomore, getting some downfield blocking and giving Taliaferro some additional room.
Yeah, Tags knew he had his man in front of him and just did everything he could to keep in front of that block, but eventually the block faded away and he had to take on 5 or 6 Blue Devils. And he was still able to pick up an additional 5 or 6 yards.
3 receivers, slot left, tight is right. They fake to Helton, rolling out right is Black, looks to the end zone, off the fingertips of the intended receiver. That was Soden, that was in the end zone. Can't make the completion. He came all the way across the formation from that left split end position.
And great position there by David Gasparo, number 21, going up with the ball, probably getting a hand in there to block it.
Saw there on that replay, contested it well. It was Gasparo. So it's 2nd and 10. The ball is on the Salem 21-yard line. 28-0 is your score. Inside 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Black in the pistol, Helton to his right. Soden will swap sides of the formation. 3 receivers out to the left-hand side, the near side. Sheridan goes in motion. They give it to Helton off the left-hand side. He picks his way ahead, gets a stiff arm, cuts it back into the middle, gets down inside the 5, but it'll be 1st and goal for the Bulldogs. But we might have a flag. We're waving timeout on the field. I don't see a flag.
Yellow flag, no. No, it's clean play. And again, you can see how Helton just puts the brakes on and goes right by 4 different Salem Blue Devils. But we do have a call here. It is a hands to the face, but no flag was thrown. None that we saw, but it's going to be a penalty on Bedford, so that's going to wipe out the Helton run.
Great run by Helton is called back here. Illegal hands to the face. And now I finally see the flag. It is resting at about the 23-yard line, so very tough to see from our angle.
Over by the far 20 there, the number 2?
Yeah, they just picked it up right in the middle there. So they'll march him back about 5 yards. It'll be placed on the 30-yard line. Yardage to gain is the 11-yard line. So it's 2nd and 19. Black in the pistol, Helton to his left.
Salem moving around there.
Sheridan in motion. He'll get a carry. Little end around play. He's ahead for maybe 5 yards. Call it 4 yards. He's tackled at the 27-yard line. And the clock continues to run. 4:20 to go in the first half. 3rd and 15 or so, we'll call it.
We have some good news from Athletic Director Corey Parker saying that the injured Salem player was moving his arms and legs in the ambulance, so that is a good sign.
Very good sign. So again, Ralph Toshin taken off the field a few minutes ago here in Bedford, and the update is he's moving his arms and legs, so good signs. Black takes the snap, looks to the left-hand side. He has his man Soden, gets ahead. Not close to 1st down yardage. He's still 4 or 5 yards short. A late flag comes in, and the Blue Devils are going to get a late hit as they piled on Soden, and that'll be a 1st down. You see it here on the replay. Soden gets tackled 1, 2, 3, and then jumping on the pile real late is going to draw that flag every time.
Not smart, not smart.
Half the distance to the goal will set the Bulldogs up with a 1st and goal at about the 8-yard line.
You know, you're going to have them you were going to have them 4th down and 5, and you wind up giving them another free 1st down on a penalty. That's got to hurt.
Yeah, tough choice there. Just coming on very late, jumping on top of the pile. So it does get flagged, and it gives the Bulldogs a 1st down. 1st and goal from the 7.
And it's born out of frustration. You're losing 28-0. You just want to take it out on somebody.
Black takes the snap, hands it off. No, fakes to Helton, pulls it down, can't make the completion. Intended receiver was Soden, trying that slant off the left-hand side. It looks like it got all the way through to the chest of Soden, and he couldn't secure it.
Yeah, Gasparo, once again, 21, reads it perfectly and really could have intercepted that.
It was contested. It looked like Gasparo might have gotten a finger on it, but as it got to Soden, he couldn't secure it. So Black comes to the sideline, gets the play call from Coach Matthews. 3:36 to go here in the first half. 28-0 is your score. The Bulldogs lead over the visiting Salem Blue Devils in this Division I football quarterfinal. Black takes a snap, hands it to Sheridan. He's going to do an end around, and he's going to score on that end around. 7-yard touchdown run by Kevin Sheridan.
7-yard touchdown.
And the Bulldogs up 34-0 with the extra point to come.
Yeah, tricky play there by the Bulldogs. They put Sheridan in motion even before the ball was snapped, but because he was running backwards, that is allowed. He wasn't making it toward the goal line. He was moving away. So they allowed that motion, and he caught the ball, or he picked up the ball with a full head of steam and walked into the end zone.
Soden for the PAT. Snap is back, hold is down, the kick is up. It looks good. It is good. And it's 35-0. The Bulldogs in control here in the first half. 3:32 in the first half. We will be in run time from here on out. And that was a creative way by Coach Matthews to get Kevin Sheridan more touches on the ball. We've seen him from his tight end position making several receptions throughout the regular season, normally requiring 3 and 4 defenders to tackle him. I've called him Baby Gronk on a few different occasions. And again, this time, they weren't even playing pitch and catch. They just give it to him and have him do the end around.
That was an apt moniker, calling him Baby Gronk. 3:32 to go here in the half. Salem gets the ball back, and with another stop, Bedford could get the ball once more, although it is going to be run time, so maybe that 3:32 will run down fairly quickly. I wanted to also mention that Dylan Soden has been looking really good on those extra points. It hasn't always been automatic for the Bulldogs, but a good time to find his stride here.
You can tell he's been putting in some work on that kicking game throughout the season. As you mentioned, those early games were a little a little tentative. He'll kick it off here from his own 40, makes his approach. And the Bulldogs were offside on the kick there, so they blow it dead right away. They'll march the Bulldogs back 5 yards. Salem crowd has something to cheer about there. You can see that pretty quickly as Soden was approaching. One of his cover guys on that far side was a bit over-eager to get downfield.
We have a pretty big blue and white contingent here just to the right of our press box. Always nice to see the opposing fans making the trek, support their team.
They'll back it up 5 yards. And Soden will kick it off from the 35. Soden ready to make his approach, checks his cover team, kicks it off. It's taken about the 20-yard line. I believe that Salkovitz gets in behind some of his blockers and gets out to around the 35-yard line.
Yeah, it was interesting how he waited for his wedge to form right there and ran with them. Although the Bedford tackler able to penetrate quickly, Brzezinski's just finding a seam and bringing him down.
Interesting approach to the return there. They've actually outlawed the wedge in several different levels of play, including college and the NFL, but not here at high school. So the Blue Devils will take over on their own 35. Lumley under center. Little pitch back. Now double pitch back. They try to pass it. Suazo in coverage, and it looked like Lumley came down with it.
Yes, he did.
Little Philly special.
That was a jump ball.
The Blue Devils looking for a spark and get something as they are inside Bedford territory at the 46-yard line. Lumley on the reception.
Suazo had good coverage there.
He sure did. Number 19 for the Bulldogs, Peter Suazo, was there. Just couldn't make a play on the ball, and now Lumley is under center again. They'll hand it off, the double handoff back to Tedisco, and he's tackled after a 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8. Under 3 minutes and running.
Going back back to that last play, you know, the passer, I didn't catch the number who threw, the player who threw the ball, but he got hit right as he let the ball go, and I was half expecting another turnover with that ball just floating up in the air, but Lumley was focused on that. High point of the ball, came down with it, and now Salem is in the Bedford end of the field.
For the second time this game, Lumley reverse pivots, hands it off the left-hand side, and the Bulldog defense holds fast. 1 yard gain by Hughes. It'll be 3rd and 7. As we approach 2 minutes to go in the first half. Ball's on the Bedford 43-yard line. Defense looks to the near side. They're looking for the defensive play call. Lumley gets the offensive play call from Coach Abraham. He trots to the huddle. And the Blue Devils are looking to get some points on the board before halftime. Lumley back under center. 2 backs in the backfield. Wing left. Flanker out to the right-hand side. He'll keep it himself as he gets out to the left-hand side. Great contained by the Bulldogs defense. Will give him no gain.
Nobody fooled on that play.
It'll be 4th and 7 as he got back about to the original line of scrimmage on that play. Good job by Bennett Matthews keeping that contained and coming up, taking on the blocker, forcing him back inside. Sheridan came over to help with finishing off Lumley. And it is ticking down to 1 minute to go here in the first half. 4th and 8.
Salem's going to go.
Lumley under center. In motion left to right. In, looking for the screen pass. It's incomplete. Putting heavy pressure on Lumley was Alex Grodinskis, forcing an errant throw, and the incomplete pass turns it over on downs. The Bulldogs will take over for the last 59 seconds.
And they're in good shape here. They've got 2 timeouts to go, 59.6 on the clock, and the ball is where, on the 44-yard line? It is.
It's on the 44. Intended receiver there was Felix Gonzalez. Gonzalez had some room in front of him. If Lumley was not pressured as hard there, he might have been able to get it into the hands of Gonzalez and ahead for positive yardage, but Grodinskis was all in the face of Lumley and forced that errant throw.
Let's see how aggressive Bedford is on this final minute of play here in the first half.
They're going to hand this off. Black jet sweep, little double. It's a reverse. Tagliaferro gets out to the left-hand side. He's got some room. He's at the 40, the 30. He's got a blocker in front of him. Helton. He's at the 10, the 5, and a touchdown. Dominic Tagliaferro, a 56-yard touchdown run.
I think we were both right. It was a running play and it was aggressive.
Yeah, I guess. I thought they would put Helton off tackle left, but they get a little bit more than the off tackle left. No flags on the field, and the Bulldogs are up 41-0, looking to add the PAT.
Oh, they didn't need, all they needed was 10 seconds. Is that the second one-play drive they've had today?
I believe so. That 49-yard touchdown run by Helton in the first quarter was also a one-play drive. You got some whistles on the far sideline. They'll readjust the positioning of the Bulldogs. The snap is back, the hold is down, kick is up, it looks good, it is good. And the Bulldogs are up 42-0 here in the first half, as they've been all over the Blue Devils in the first 2 quarters.
Well, I wonder if we've seen the last of Black and Helton and Sheridan and company.
That's possible.
We'll see some of the bench players come in the second half, give them a little playoff exposure.
You're seeing the replay here. Helton hustling downfield, gets a block on Kalen Smith and gets the last 5 to 7 yards for Tagliaferro to trot into the end zone. Black got a block on that reverse as well. Rizzo took the original handoff on the jet sweep and gave it to Tagliaferro, who was coming on the reverse, and a little razzle-dazzle by Coach Matthews puts the lead out to 42.
What do you take from a game like this? I mean, you've got a Salem team that lost to Londonderry 28-14. They lost to Pinkerton 28-20. I mean, that's a one-score game. And they're getting steamrolled here.
I take that they got down early and they haven't been able to come back, and of course they had that injury, unfortunately, to Ralph Toshin, that's a mental toll on the rest of the team too. That's not easy to bounce back from. So 42-0 is your score. Soden kicks it off. Little short poocher, that's going to go out of bounds on the right-hand side, and the yellow hanky flies. Bulldogs didn't want to really mess with a return there with 46 seconds remaining on the clock in the first half, so they kick it out of bounds. Perhaps he was looking for that pooch that you've referred to a couple times, looking for a gap in the return team.
Well, there definitely was a gap there. Unfortunately, it was too close to the sideline. Rolled out of bounds, and they got flagging. They gave up the ball at the 35-yard line. Actually, not really that tough outcome. Probably the best field position of the best drive starts that Salem has had today.
It is tied for the best field position on their own 35. Lumley under center reverse pivot, and he hands it off to Tedisco around the left-hand side. Matthews forces him out of bounds, close to the first down marker. I believe he's just shy as they mark him at the 43-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Clock did stop there.
They spot it there, 2nd and 2. Not sure why the clock stopped, but.
Are we in runtime? Runtime's in the half. Okay, gotcha. Second half is when runtime will be in effect. Never question the scoreboard operator.
Blue Devils back to the line of scrimmage. Lundley under center. Reverse pivot, hands to the second man through. That's Hughes. He gets ahead for first down yardage. Mark him at about the 47, maybe the 48. In between the two, but it is first down yardage for the Blue Devils.
And Grudinskis made the tackle there.
They move the sticks, they roll the clock. And we're inside 30 seconds here in the first half. If you're thinking yourself at home, it's a strange amount of time for the first half. We did have a lengthy delay for the injured Salem player. Gonzalez here on the carry to the left-hand side. He's ahead for 2 yards. And that'll do it on the first half. The Bulldogs come out dominant. 4 touchdowns by Brody Helton, 1 by Sheridan, 1 by Dom Tagliaferro. And the Bulldogs are ahead 42-0 at halftime. We'll take a break. We'll rejoin you here for quarterfinal Division I football action. It's the playoffs, and the Bulldogs are rolling.
We are back for second half action here with your Bulldogs leading 42-0. Do not adjust your set. Teams are about ready to come back on the field. Brody Helton with 2 or 3 touchdowns. 3, right?
I'm going to say 4, Harry. 2 on the ground, 2 through the air, 2 more touchdowns, 1 by Sheridan, 1 by Tagliaferro, and that gives you the 42. 6 extra points by Soden. He's been perfect kicking the PATs, and the Bulldogs had a dominant first half.
Salem is going to get the ball here to start the second half. We're going to be in run time, and I fully expect to see Coach Matthews playing some of his bench players, giving him some playoff exposure. Get ready for next week. I don't think it's jumping the gun here to say that we're traveling to Portsmouth next week, next Friday, 7 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah, I still expect the first team to play probably maybe 2 series, both on offense and defense, just to see how things kind of sort through. He doesn't want to give any hint of opportunity or optimism for this Blue Devil team. So I'm guessing he'll keep his starters out there for at least the first 2 series on offense and defense. We'll see how things play out, see how long each of those series take. 12 minutes on the board. Third quarter ready to begin. We're going to have Noah Casamasino kick it off for the Bulldogs. We're going to have many of the starters, as you imagined, ready to take the second half off. There's some folks in overcoats, so maybe my guess of having the starters out there for one series is inaccurate. Casamassino runs it up, kicks it off, caught at about the 22-yard line by the Blue Devils and ahead out to the 34-yard line. Good stick there by the coverage team. That was Ryan Bryant on the return, big number 88. And the Blue Devils offense comes on at their own 35-yard line to kick off this third quarter.
And we saw the Blue Devils run some trickery, double handoffs, reverses. And we'll see what they can pull out of their playbook on this drive, down 6 touchdowns.
And we do see a lot of the second teamers on there for the Bulldog defense. Lumley hands it the first man through, and he stopped right near the line of scrimmage, maybe ahead for 1 yard. That was Alexander DeVoe on the carry. 1 yard gain. A lot of new numbers there on the defensive line.
Cam Westcott out there, as is Fodios Papanikolaou.
Love it. Fodios been one of my favorites all season. Big senior defensive lineman getting a lot of playing time. Lumley back under center. Man in motion. Tedesco. Lumley's going to keep it out to the left side of the defense. Pursuit back from the inside will tackle him after a 3 or 4 yard gain.
That might have been a busted play because Lumley was running back and then just decided to run forward. Like, I'm not sure what he was running back for.
Maybe he was looking to run an option with Tedesco there. You see at the start of the play, and then he tucked it under his arm and tried to get ahead for positive yardage. So it'll be 3rd and 6. They need to get to the 45-yard line for a first down. Lumley under center. Takes the snap. It's the double handoff play. They reverse it back this side. Gonzalez has some room, and he has a first down into Bedford territory as he's tackled around the Bedford 48-yard line. Oh, mark him at the 49, excuse me, but it is still a first down.
I was looking at the roster, looking at my roster and your roster. We have a 25 out there for the Bulldogs, and frankly, there's no 25 on our roster. I'm not sure who that is.
Seeing some other numbers, though. Nate Clark is out there. We have Tom Braga. First man through gets the handoff. He's got some room. Out to the near side, stiff arm. This is Walton getting down to the 30-yard line inside Bedford territory. They'll mark him at the 31 as I think he stepped out.
So Salem starting to move the ball here in the second half against the second-string defense.
First down, Blue Devils on the 31-yard line. Gonzalez had a nice run there on that double handoff. Got ahead for positive yardage, and then that was followed up by Taylon Walton. Lumley back under center. Motion man. Savitsky gets the pitch. Salavitsky. He runs through a bunch of arm tackles and keeps going, driving those legs, and he'll be marked at the 12-yard line. Excuse me, that's Salkovitz. Got that name wrong 3 times. Apologies to Colin. Good run by Salkovitz, and he gets down, like I said, to the 13-yard line where they'll mark him down. First and 10 for the Blue Devils. Approaching 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Lumley back to the line of scrimmage. Under center, takes a snap, pivots out. He rolls to his left, gets pressure. He throws it to the end zone, incomplete.
He was intended for Salkovich. Nope, sorry, number 2. That's Kalen Smith was the intended target right there.
Good pressure there. It looked like Corvo putting pressure on Lumley. No, that was not Corvo. That was that aforementioned 25 that we do not have on our roster. Apologies to whoever that is.
Scoreboard crew is busy trying to find out who that is.
7.5 to go in the third quarter. 42-0 is your score. The Bulldogs lead, but the Blue Devils are driving. They fake it to the first man through. Lumley will take it out to the right-hand side, gets ahead inside the 5-yard line, close to a first down. Mark him at the 3, and that is very close to the sticks.
And they're going to give him the first down.
They are close, but they are not going to give him the first down. They're just inside the 4-yard line. 3rd and short for the Blue Devil offense. Lumley back to the line of scrimmage. One back behind him. That's Taylor Walton. In motion to Disco. They give it to Walton up the middle. He stopped for no gain. Tackle there, James Tamulovic. Westcott in on the tackle as well. Tamulovic.
Also one on the play.
It's going to be 4th and 2 here.
It's a 4th down and 2.
Man, I think I'm giving Tamulovic a little bit of credit. He was there close to the tackle, but it was definitely Westcott that dragged him down. And yes, as you said, 4th and short. There is room to get a first down before they get in the end zone. Lumley back to the line of scrimmage. Hughes offset to the left, in motion to Disco. They'll toss sweep out to the left-hand side, stringing it out and not making the tackle. He gets close to the pylon, and it's a touchdown. Tedisco in for 7 on a 4-yard touchdown run. I don't see any flags. I think that will stand. Great job by Tedisco. A little stiff arm there. Runs over the tackler at the 5-yard line and gets in for 6.
Alec Corvo had a chance to tackle him for a loss and turn the ball over on downs, but Tedisco staying on his feet, fighting for the pylon, getting the touchdown.
So Tedisco gets in for 6. Snap is back. Kick is into the line. It is no good, so PAT is no good. It will stay 42-6. As we are at 5:57 left in the third quarter.
So Salem able to get on the board up against the backups on the Bedford defense, and you've got to imagine they're going to be probably kicking an onside kick here. Probably an onside kick on every kickoff they'll have for the rest of the half.
If they want to give themselves a shot, you got to be aggressive in your play calling. So we'll see how Coach Matthews prepares his kickoff return team. They'll line up their front line just beyond the 50-yard line in their own territory. Collection of players by the ball. It looks like they may have Ryan Bryant hold it, but no, he steps away as Gaudette will get his steps back.
So Bedford sets up like it's a normal kickoff here. We'll see if they do try it onside or a pooch.
Corriveau and Williams are back deep to receive. It looks like it's going to be Corriveau taking that at about the 10-yard line. He gets out to the left-hand side, back into the middle where he's tackled around the 30-yard line. And the Bulldogs will trot their offense back out on the field. And we're going to see Jack May. So I was completely wrong. We are seeing a lot more of the second-team Bedford squad out there while the starters are on the sidelines with warm coats on, blankets draped on their shoulders and ready to cheer on the backups. 5:30 and ticking in the third quarter. The Bulldogs lead 42-6.
And Jack May's seen a lot of playing time, did a lot of mop-up duty here this season, so he's used to being out there, and he's been fairly effective moving the second-string offense.
Dustin Westcott in motion. They'll hand it to Corriveau. He'll go up the middle. Slips a little bit back at the 27-yard line, but he gets ahead for 3 yards out to the 33.
And, you know, Alec Corriveau, like you said, he'd be a starter on any other squad. So to say second string is a bit of a misnomer, having him out there.
Certainly is. Big number 28. The junior, 5'10", 180. He can get that 180 moving quickly. And we've seen him break several plays throughout the course of the season. Corriveau with 6 touchdowns himself throughout the regular season. May barks out the signals, takes a snap, hands it off, end around. They hand it to Dustin Westcott. He gets ahead for maybe 2 yards, maybe 3rd and 5.
Bulldogs here, 3rd and 5. I got to expect that May will go to the air. I think they want to hang on to the ball, try to take as much time off the clock as they can. They're already 2/3 of the way through this 3rd quarter with the running time.
As that ticks down to 4 minutes. May in the backfield, Corvo to his left, 2 receivers left near side, 2 receivers to the right. In motion again is Westcott. Little toss sweep to Corvo. He tries to get the edge. He's got it. He's got 1st down yardage as he drags tacklers out to the 44-yard line. The Bulldogs move the chains. You could see him there getting ahead of steam and getting 2 and 3 Salem defenders needing to take him down.
Yeah, he just out of the grasp of one defender, could have had him there for no gain. But Corvo just kind of found another gear and got around that corner. Got the 1st down when they needed it.
May trots back to the huddle. Shares the play call with the Bedford offense. Salem defense looking to lock him down here. 3 down linemen for the Blue Devils. 2 backs in the backfield, 1 on either side of Jack May. Slot right, tight left. May takes the snap, he hands it off. This is Ledger Russell, cuts it back into the middle. He's gonna get hit behind the line of scrimmage, but makes his way forward, maybe to the line of scrimmage or maybe just beyond. No, they'll mark him just outside of the 44, so it'll be effectively 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that play was doomed from the start. Ledger about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and his wall of protection had already broken down at that point. It took all he had to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Getting back to the line of scrimmage, he does. And it's 2nd and 10. May with 2 receivers in a slot to the left-hand side. Tight is right, flanker to the right. Corvo to his left in the backfield. May sends in motion. Russell gives it to Corvo, and he gets hit behind the line of scrimmage. Nice play there by the Salem defense. That's number 10, Nolan Lumley, coming up, making the tackle for loss. Oh, excuse me, that's 18. That was 18.
That was Ivan Cologne.
Looked like 10 for a second. Cologne coming up to make that. Well, actually, maybe a slight loss on that, tackle for loss from his linebacker position.
3rd and 11. Coming up on the last 90 seconds of the 3rd quarter, and question here is whether to pass or to run. You know, there's no harm in an incomplete pass. You won't stop the clock, so they could go to the air here.
May clarifies the play call to the sideline. He walks back to his pistol position, ready to take the snap. Corvo's to his left, 3 receivers to the left side, 1 flanked out to the right-hand side. We get the defensive line to jump. Well, it's a delay of game here, so delay of game will march the Bulldogs back. 1:07 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
That's interesting. Of course, we don't have the benefit of a play clock here that we could see. They keep that on the field by the officials.
So the play clock runs again. Bulldogs back to the line of scrimmage. Similar set, 3 receivers to the left-hand side, 1 split end out to the right. Corvo to the left of May. In motion, Westcott again, left to right, now back to the left. They fake it to Corvo. They'll throw it down the right-hand side, way overthrown. Looking for the post pattern, that was Landon Elsmore, the intended receiver. So it's 4th and 14. Play clock still runs.
They'll just let the quarter run out here.
They'll swap sides of the field as the offense comes to the near sideline to talk to Coach Matthews, discuss the approach for the last quarter. 42-6 is your score. The Bulldogs lead over the visiting Salem Blue Devils as the 3rd quarter clock expires.
with a 5-touchdown lead. I don't feel like I'm speaking out of turn. Say to tune in next Friday night, 7 o'clock. BCTV and Bedford 105.1 will be live at Portsmouth Stadium to bring you the contest against the Clipper Cats of Portsmouth and Oyster River.
What was that score that they won earlier? Was that last night? That game was last night, the Portsmouth Oyster River game?
Yeah, they beat Nashua North 20-0, and as Andrew Fenn was telling us, it was a much closer game than the score indicates.
The Bulldogs, again, likely in action next Friday. BCTV and WBNH crew will travel out there to Portsmouth, out there on the coast, to bring you all the action of that semifinal live in person.
It's always fun doing games in Portsmouth, especially on a chilly November evening with that fog rolling in off the ocean.
I was telling Harry I might have 5 or 6 layers on for that game.
We might be building a campfire in the stands.
4th and 14, the Bulldogs on their own 40. Might expect a pooch kick here from Jack May. He takes a step back, and that's exactly what he'll do. No
Quick
receivers
kick.
back for the Blue Devils. It settles around the 30. It's picked up there by Kalen Smith. He gets ahead to the 42, maybe 43-yard line.
So about a net 15-yard change of yardage here, change of field position.
And the Blue Devils will have the ball at their own 42. 42, that's where they'll spot it. Probably a smart play by Coach Matthews to not have any starters in the second half. You don't want anything to get chippy, lose a starter to a silly injury as you're making a playoff run.
Keep your players fresh with a big game coming up really in a short week. You're going to be playing on Friday, so you only have 6 days to prepare.
Lumley under center, takes a snap, hands it off. Second person through, he's ahead for good yardage. That's number 30, Alex DeVoe. He's ahead for close to first down yardage into Bedford territory, and they'll move the chains. First down, Salem. Since we are inside 11 minutes in this game.
And we're seeing some of that physical play from the Blue Devils that they couldn't quite do against first string, but second string they're able to move the ball, kind of force their will.
Lumley gives it to DeVoe again. He gets off the right tackle, ahead for 6 yards or so. He's 2nd and 4.
Yeah, mark him down at the 41-yard line, so 7 on the pickup there.
Harry, as you go into this week of practice, what do you think Coach Matthews is going to be focusing on? Offensive, defensive, special teams? I mean, they haven't really illustrated any faults in this game at all.
No, when you score on your first 6 possessions, you're doing something right.
Salkovitz with the carry here, gets down to the 31-yard line. They move the chains again. Marked at the 31. So the only punt we've seen was that last one by quarterback Jack May. Yes, you heard that correctly.
Quick kick.
Took a couple of steps back and gave a little quick kick pooch punt.
And the defense gave up 1 touchdown in the 3rd quarter, and Salem was on the move here.
Toss sweep to the left-hand side. Stringing it out nicely as Bedford defense. That was David Gasparo on the carry.
Yeah, Nate Clark pushing him out of bounds and saying something to him as he did that. Flexing over him. He's got to be careful. A play like that might result in a unsportsmanlike.
He's ruled out at the 26-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 5. Lumley breaks the huddle. They get to the line of scrimmage quickly. He's under center, takes a snap, up the middle again, but caught for no gain. That's Papa Nicolau on the tackle along with Tamulovic. DeVoe on the carry. They give him maybe a yard. We'll say 3rd and short, 3rd and 3.
Coming up on 8 minutes to go here in the game.
Lumley adjusts his wing, points to Taylor Walton. Toss sweep to Gasparo. He has first down yardage inside the 20. And the Blue Devils move the chains again.
Yeah, Gasparo had plenty of room there on the right side and some momentum when he got that pitch out. Able to fight his way down to the, looks like the 17-yard line, 1st and 10.
Bulldogs defense looking to stiffen here as the Blue Devils get into the red zone. Handoff up the middle. Off the guard area, guard center area, ahead for maybe 2 or 3 yards.
DeVoe was the carrier, picked up 2.
2nd and 8, they'll call it. Ball is just outside of the 15-yard line in Bedford territory. 42-6 is your score, 7:15 and running in this game. Lumley back, takes the snap, gives it to DeVoe again, off the right side of the line. Ahead for 5 yards or so.
Yeah, Salem playing a kind of a tight game, you know, they getting those handoffs in tight space close to the line of scrimmage to DeVoe. Hoping to catch the Bedford defensive line napping there a little bit.
Just outside the 10-yard line is where the ball is spotted. Salem hustles to the line of scrimmage. Lumley under center. Reverse pivot, gives it to DeVoe again, and they power ahead. Looking to be about at the sticks, but likely ahead for first down yardage. Papa Nicolau on the tackle. It is a first down, so it's 1st and goal for the Blue Devils. Looks to be about the 7-yard line as we approach the 6-minute mark here in the 4th quarter. Lumley takes a snap, pitches it out to the right-hand side, off the hands of Gasparo. Ball's on the ground now. Looks like it's covered by the Bulldogs.
We'll have to see. We don't know who came up with it.
And it is. Bedford. Bulldogs there. Johnny on the spot, and they come up with a turnover as Gasparo puts it on the turf. And it looked like it might have been Nate Clark covering that fumble for the Bulldogs defense.
Bulldog bench coming up big here at the turnover. In goal-to-go situation. Keeping Salem off the board with about 5:14 left in regulation.
The ball spotted on the Bedford 11-yard line where they'll have it 1st and 10 as we tick down to the 5-minute mark. I believe the Bedford offense is going to be deliberate in their approach to this possession.
Milking as much time as they can.
Jack May in the pistol. Corriveau to his right. Slot left. Tight right. Flanker to the right. May takes the snap, hands it off to Corriveau. He's got some room out to the right-hand side. Ooh, and it collapses quickly. He gets back to the line of scrimmage and ahead for maybe a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, Bennett Atkins was able to come back and make a tackle. It looked like Corriveau had a lot of room, but the cutback brought him right back to the arms of Atkins and resulted in a short gain right there, just a yard to the positive.
You see there on that replay, if we can see it, there was a big hole that opened on that right-hand side of the line, but then closed very quickly. Bulldogs back to the line of scrimmage. Here's the fumble that we're seeing on the replay. Jack May in the pistol, Corriveau to his right. Takes the snap, hands it off to Corriveau. Good penetration by that Salem defense, but Corriveau gets out and around. He's out and into free space.
It's a foot race.
He's at the 40. He's at the 50. Cuts it back at the 40. They're not going to catch him. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown to Disco with a valiant effort, but not enough. And Corriveau out to the races.
88 yards.
88-yard touchdown by Alec Corriveau. we
that play
said,
almost got blown up in the backfield too.
outstanding individual effort by Alec Corriveau. You heard me talk about it as this second string offense came onto the field. We've seen Corriveau break one or two like that before.
That was the key moment right there where he cut back between the two defenders.
Outstanding run by Alec Corriveau, puts it at 48-6 with the extra point coming. Jack May will hold. Casamassino will kick the PAT.
Looks like a little confusion on special teams here with a player coming in late.
That's Matt Ben jogging onto the field. Might have another delay of game here. Snap is back, hold is down, the kick is up, it looks good, it is good. So the PAT is good. 49-6 is your score as the Bulldogs break off a run. Alec Corriveau dazzling. You see here on the replay, stiff arm in the backfield. That could have been caught for a loss. Good block on the outside by Landon Elsmore. Gives Corriveau some room. And you see this cutback here at the 45-yard line in Salem territory. Right there, spins the defender around. Outstanding effort by Tedisco to try to get back and grab an ankle. But Corriveau just fast enough to get into the end zone. 49-6 is your score. 3:33 remains in this game as the Bulldogs now most certainly will be going to Portsmouth on Friday as they advance to the semifinals.
Not that there was much of a worry. I know you don't count your chickens, but 5 touchdown deficit in run time. Pretty safe.
3:33 to go. Casamassino will kick it off.
Start putting those layers on.
Yeah, are you going to start getting dressed right now? You
really.
Got some long johns for next Friday? Who knows? We might have fantastic weather. Gasparo takes the kickoff. Gets out to the 25.
Oh, he got spun around, still on his feet.
Gets out of a couple tackles. He's trying to get back to the right-hand side. Braga tries to force him back inside. Still moving out past the 40-yard line.
Well, that was an entertaining return.
It sure was. He was going this way and that. Tried the left-hand side, reversed it all the way back to the right-hand side. Still got out to the 41-yard line. Where the Blue Devils offense will come back out on the field inside 3 minutes to go. You can see him spinning away from tacklers there. Elsmore had a chance at him. Tried to pick up a few blocks on the return. Tedisco out there getting hands on Braga. Gasparo finally gets tackled after an entertaining run back. 2.5 to go in the game. Lumley back under center. Takes the snap. Runs it off the right-hand side ahead for a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8.
DeVoe with the carry. So the tournament going to chalk. 1 versus 4, Pinkerton Londonderry next week, and then 2 versus 3, Bedford and Portsmouth Oyster River.
Do we know when that Pinkerton game will occur?
According to the NHIAA website, it says Saturday 1 o'clock.
Well, there might be some adjustments there. Little toss sweep out to the right-hand side. That's Colin Salkovitz, the freshman. Spark of light for the Blue Devils. He's slow to get up, but he's been a force this season for the Blue Devils. He finally gets to his feet. They do stop the clock momentarily there for Salkovitz to get up and walk to the sideline. A little unsteady. First down for the Blue Devils in Bedford territory at the 42-yard line. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage, 1:30 and counting. Lumley gives it to Gasparo. Out to the right-hand side. weaving and bobbing.
Looking at the extended forecast for next week, they're calling for a low of 47. The bad news, it's going to rain.
Oof. Bring your umbrella, Harry. Bring your slicka. You have a slicka?
A wicked slicka.
You got a wicked slicka? 2nd and 6.
Actually, what I've got is kind of a miniature canopy.
Toss sweep to Gasparo. Might need that canopy. That would be an outstanding.
Yeah, it's kind of like a baby canopy. We'll bring that. We'll be good. I don't know about the rest of the crew.
Bundle it up, 6 layers with that raincoat being the last one. We're inside 40 seconds. 1st down and 10 for the Blue Devils. They're at the Bedford 25-yard line. They're trying to put at least some more points on the board before this game clock expires. Lumley under center. He's going to roll to his right, look downfield. Pursued in the backfield, he makes the edge, and he's going to tuck it and run. Runs out of bounds for another 1st down, but that'll likely be the last play of the game.
Yeah, they're not going to line up in time to get the ball if they're trying.
They are trying.
10 seconds.
Inside 10 seconds. They spot it at the 14-yard line.
4, 3, 2.
They get it off. Toss sweep. Walton. He's going to get tackled inside the 10-yard line, and that'll do it. The Bulldogs dominant from start to finish. They extend their unbeaten record. 10 straight. 9 in the regular season. This first playoff game puts them to the semifinals next week. We will have that broadcast for you on Friday evening from Portsmouth. The Bulldogs win 49-6. Any last thoughts there, Harry?
Just a dominant performance, one that honestly didn't expect to see, but glad to see it. This is the first test in the playoff tournament for the Bulldogs, and they passed with flying colors. Next week it's the Portsmouth Clipper Cats, and we'll see how they do there. They'll be on the road.
Well, for the BCTV crew, we appreciate the support. The production here, Andrew Fenn, Caitlin Fitzgerald, Dale Bird back in the studio. For Harry Kozlowski, I'm Corey Munster-Tiger. We'll see you next time as the Bedford Bulldogs win this game 49-6.